Hey YouTube, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Roman, and listen, I am back with another For the Culture news report where I give you everything that's interesting to me in the celebrity and news gossip world. Without further ado, let's jump right into this shit. So let's first talk about Wendy Williams. And I know everybody's been talking about Wendy Williams and everything that's been going on between her and her brother. And this is the very first thing I have to say. First thing about this is, if you have not been watching her brother Tommy Williams on YouTube prior to this whole blow up between her and her brother, Wendy and her brother, you don't know anything about what's going on. First thing I'm gonna tell you, I'm a gay man, right? Tommy Williams has brought his wife on his YouTube channel plenty of times. They were in the pool together. He's mentioned her. He's talked about her. So first thing I knew and noticed about him was he's a married man. Now, whether he gets down on the low, that's to be discussed. That's to be determined. But from what I've seen, he's a married man. There's no him being gay. I don't feel like that anyways. And I'm quick to spot a DL man. Trust me, I'm quick to spot him and pull him and ask you. He's not. I don't think that's that at all. In fact, I think that both him and Wendy pulled this little stunt for two reasons. One, she has her biopic coming up. I think this upcoming weekend. She needs to draw a buzz. And Wendy knows the kind of buzz she needs to have. It needs to be a buzz that's relative to her and her family to make people be interested in her story. It couldn't be a buzz between her and another celebrity or somebody else who could easily dispute it. It had to be with somebody close to her. Secondly, he wants to blow up his channel. It's clear. He's been wanting to blow up his channel. If you go and look at his page, the only videos that have gotten like 64 and 80 something thousand views are the ones with him responding to his sister. No shit. Now he has membership link on his channel. No shit. So for me, I saw the PR stunt in this. Now, where I might see an ounce of truth is that Wendy didn't go to the funeral. It's all semantics. Wendy went to the wake. We all know that there's a wake where everyone gets to view the body at private, either privately or one-on-one, but it's a more intimate service. And then either the day after or whenever you have the funeral. And if you listen to what he said was, why didn't you come to the funeral? And she's, I was there. And instantly she says, I was there. I was there. You got into it with that family member. And so here I go. Well, yeah, the family member he got into it was you. Y'all got into it there. And the easiest way to get someone to not talk about what happened is to bring a child in.
I said to my son, I said, your dad is really something else. I don't want to mislead you or guide you into thinking that we're getting. He said, Mom, I know. I said, you want to just the three of us go out and grab something to eat and also bring stuff over to Aunt Wanda's? Do you want to just like change the mood and celebrate family and find it in our hearts to kind of not forgive, but move on in the name of the service and Papa and the rest of us? And my son said, yeah. And that's why we went out to eat afterwards, the three of us. He had the double R.
And you'll notice in celebrity news, whenever someone says something about their child or bringing their child into it, or like even Melania Trump, when that whole thing about them saying something about her son, as much as we didn't really like Melania Trump, when she said, don't say nothing about my kid, we all jumped to her defense like, yeah, that was rude. Even Nancy Pelosi and everyone was like, yeah, you shouldn't be saying anything about her child. So when Wendy Williams said specifically on her show, I asked my son, what should I do? I asked my son where we should go. That left it hard for Tommy to come back and say anything to dispute her son, because then it would cause friction between the son and the uncle. So I think Wendy carefully positioned that. I don't want to say she blamed it on her son, but I think that was her scapegoat in this situation. And now you see he's apologized to Wendy, and now it's supposed to be squashed. He's gotten his views, and she's gotten the attention put on her. And so it's like we've had these hour-long videos talking about what's going on. Oh my God, and blah, blah, blah. It's like you guys have got to learn the hype, celebrity hype. Do you think Wendy Williams would have really outed her brother? Like, think about it. Do you think Wendy Williams would have really outed her brother on national TV like that? I know your secrets. And do you think if he was really insecure about that or really felt like he was down low, he would have responded the way he did? I mean, the man was so relaxed. And I'm not disputing he might not be down low, or they might not have had swinger parties or doing their thing. But again, I don't see him being someone who would choose a man over his wife. Now, he may do something extra on the side, but I think his wife is his main priority at this point. And that's my thoughts on it. I really don't have, too much more to say when it comes to the Wendy Williams never-ending drama in her life. And I don't think that this will ever be like a big moment where, oh my God, remember when you and Tommy got over it? I think this moment really was supposed to overshadow the fact that she had Kevin and Kevin Hunter Jr. actually went out to eat. And I think that's what this was about. I think that more so was to cover up that actually happened, and all of this shit went on, and now y'all back together, and then your biopic is gonna come out. So where's the drama? Oh, okay, here's the drama. We still got some more drama. So again, this is my opinion, my thoughts, but I really don't think that it was this whole big thing where she outed her brother and she got more receipts, and it's like, okay, all right. And I'm sitting here looking at her co-host, the one who gives her all her notes. I'm looking at him trying to keep it together, like him and I looking at each other like, Wendy. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not really too pressed about that. So Jasmine Sullivan, tigers and bears, but I'm scared. Yes, I miss me some jazzy Jasmine Sullivan. And earlier I was in the official D Spot on YouTube. Check his page out, you guys, if you don't know who that is. Dope page, dope vibe, just come chill. And we were sort of watching the Versuz battle today, and the conversation came up about Summer Walker and Jasmine Sullivan and about their hiatuses. And I wanted to talk about Jasmine Sullivan hiatus because what a lot of people may not have remembered, but when she had filmed Reality Show back in 2015, sort of during that and after that, she was going through an abusive relationship, and that album was sort of like her therapy. And she talked about it when she was, releasing that album. And she said that she was supposed to take a break after that album and give herself some time to just go through what she needed to go through. But instead, she went on tour. And then she sort of lost control of it all. And when she says that, because she had recently, she had sat down and had an interview, to talk about her newly released EP, Hotels. I want to say that's what it's called. Heaux, like hotels. It's a very clever play on words. But she wanted to just, clear the air on where she's been and what she was going through. And so what she said was, some things happened in it that I never thought that I would experience. And I let some things happen that I never thought I would. And I kind of became a different person. And sometimes you think you've healed and you haven't. And like you're going about your life and situations come up and you start kind of acting out things from the past that you didn't even know were still there. So clearly she was still suffering from hurt, being abused in that relationship, that it prevented her from literally making music and being creative. And that sounds like, depression, and it could have been clinical depression. So I'm so happy that Jasmine is coming back to the surface in 2021. And if you don't know, we have a lot of artists that have doing, like, if you notice, they go away for like 2 or 3 or 4 years, like Kid Cudi and stuff like that. They are really struggling with like depression, and drugs and a lot of different mental illnesses, and a lot of people are encouraged enough, like Kanye West, to be public about it. And so and I also think like people like, and don't beat me up, Beehive, because I'm on the third bus in the Beehive clan, but I think like Beyonce has some mental illnesses as well, and they may not be as traumatic as some other ones, but mild stuff like she may have like social awkwardness, the ability to be very socially awkward around people. If you notice, it's very, very rare that you'll see her having candid, intimate moments with people, and that's for a reason. Not every artist is like, even the most candid artists, you'll never see them as hidden as B. But anyways, back to Jasmine Sullivan. I'm so glad that she was able to get out of this relationship and bring us some music to the surface. So it's an EP. So I don't think that she's expecting this to be like a Grammy nominated album. I think this is just to put the buzz back out there. EP extended play. It's not the longer version. Just to put the buzz out there to get her, people to hear what she's going, with how her vibe, get a vibe, sort of see what's biting, what could be a pop record. And I do expect a follow-up album after this with a larger marketing push. Kudos, Jasmine Sullivan. Kudos to you. And I'm not gonna beat this one with a dead horse at all. Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. So over the last couple of days, there was a report put out that Tory Lanez case had been dismissed because somebody released a screenshot of them searching the website and it had no information found. Backstory behind that, and I think I reported this a while back, but the date kept getting pushed back because of the pandemic, of course. And so the new date now is slated for February 25th. But yes, he's still charged, and she can't drop. And they were trying to push this narrative that Megan Thee Stallion dropped the charges, but she can't drop the charges, you guys, because you got to remember, she never pressed charges on him. It was the LAPD department that pressed charges on him. When anything like this goes public and there's video footage of a crime actually being committed, the police are going to take action. That's their job. So they haven't been dropped. He still is being charged, and she got on social media to air it out. So I'll just go through some of the tweets here, the tweets that she just went on about. But she put, "Y'all can't tell when shit fake news. Y'all don't see an abuser picking with me. The first court date got pushed back because of the inauguration, but I can't wait until the motherfucking facts come out. Bitch, you shot me and my story not changing, and bitch, you going to jail." I said the same thing too. I said, she also stressed, though, this was very interesting. She said, "How the fuck I get shot now? I'm the world's biggest motherfucking villain. All y'all pussy ass niggas and pick ass hoes gonna eat your motherfucking words." And so, Megan, let me explain to you why you are being looked upon as equally shamed as Tory. That's the better way to say it. It's because you never pressed charges. And when this happened, you waited so fucking long to come out and say something about it. It made it look like you were also involved, like it wasn't that serious. Had you came out immediately and said, "This nigga shot me. Yeah, he shot me. Yeah, I'm pressing charges," we wouldn't have this reaction to you. We wouldn't be looking at you side eye. Because even I did. Like, girl, I'd have been running out the car to the police like, "This motherfucker shot me." You didn't do any of that. You gave us the runaround. You gave us masquerade. You gave us glam. You gave us, before we was wearing face masks, bitch, you had the whole mask on. Like, you didn't tell us anything. So that's why you're being shamed like this. And that's why he's able to play into that targeted audience who also is shaming you like this. Then you got to think about it too. There's a lot of men who feel like there are women like you who may not have been a victim of violence, but you want to play the system where you're not going to press charges, but you're going to allow the police to press charges, and you're not going to involve yourself, but then you're going to involve yourself when it makes you look bad. And sometimes men in the world go through that with their women they deal with, you know, being the abuser, the not being the abuser, and being the lover and one. And so they see this repeated pattern and they can relate. And so that's why you get this hate train, Meg. And you know, it sucks, but I'm just keeping it real with you. Had you came out here and said, look, these are the fucking facts, you'd have been good. You'd have been able to say, I said this shit from day one. I ain't changed my story. But now you left room for us to make our own judgment. That's why I tell people, get in front of your own shit. When you take a shit, be that first person to clean that shit up, or put some cover over it, some dirt over it, or something. That way, no one else can come and step on it or say anything about it or talk about it or anything, because you've already dealt with it. Now, Tory, listen, bro. What you're doing now by publicly like trying to pick at her, and you're picking at her. The fact that you have the baby on a new single drop when she was going to drop her single featuring the baby is definitely picking at her. You're definitely picking, and I can't fault the baby because it's business, and he may have recorded this song a long time ago and you just decided to put it out. I can't fault him for that, but I do want to tell you, when you do stuff like this, it just comes back to you centerfold. So let's just say you get convicted and, you know, I don't think you're going to go to jail, but probation or whatever. Someone's going to egg your ass on so that you can go to jail. That's why you got to stop this now. That's why you got to leave her alone. You got to put good karma out there, and you got to say, hey, all right, Meg, bygones are bygones. I'm done. At least until this go away. You are a celebrity. You are an artist. You are a leader. You need to lead. You need to let this shit go. The last thing you want on your case, and the last thing you want to go to jail for, is domestic violence charges and assault charges, with a gun that wasn't even registered. So I suggest you stop with the antics. Stop picking at her. Stop, you know, if there's a story that comes out that say that your charges were dropped or anything like that, you need to make it your best bet to go out and dispute that story. So that way, if anything comes out on the other side, you'll have as equal support. You know what I mean? And that's all that, and that's where I'm gonna leave it at. I'm just gonna say that, and I hope, you know, somebody get you the word that you need to chill, bro. Let's talk about this really quickly. Let's just so the Versuz battle. Ashanti and Keisha Cole. To me, Ashanti definitely won. Ashanti definitely, absolutely 100% won. Most of the songs she played were commercial radio hits that a lot of us were familiar with. So a lot of the things were bops. Keisha Cole she's very vocally, I would say, out of her and Ashanti, Keisha is more soulful. Her music caters to a very specific audience, and that audience are very loyal fans. Like, they'll stick with you forever. So I think Keisha has more die-hard loyal fans when it comes to her music, whereas Ashanti has people who engage with that moment in time, but if she puts something out now, I don't think people will really be checking for it, because she was, again, just a moment in time kind of artist. Whereas Keisha Cole, sort of like, if she drops something tomorrow, I'll probably try to go and listen and pick up on it. Not saying that I wouldn't Ashanti, but I wouldn't give her as much value as I would Keisha Cole. But again, at the Versuz battle, Ashanti definitely won, because her body of work is a lot stronger than Keisha Cole. So speaking of the Versuz, I guess apparently there's this thing going on that Future and Travis Scott's supposed to have like some Versuz battle coming up. Travis, stay in your lane. You always doing shit that from a McDonald's burger to a Batman suit to now you trying to do a Versuz battle with Future. Like, maybe 3 or 4 hits that I could say will go up to Future, but Future has an extensive motherfucking catalog. Extensive motherfucking catalog. Extensive. He could just play his 56 Nights track playlist, and I think that would probably squash a lot of your music. I don't think this is a battle that, you know, and I usually don't tell people to not go for a battle if they get called to the rug, but yeah, not this one. So just be a supporter. Yeah, sorry. And then the last thing I want to talk about is Miss DaniLeigh. So you know how Beyonce dropped Brown Skin Girl, and the song is all about supporting, you know, brown skin girls and how beautiful they are, and sort of giving them an anthem, you know, celebrating their pigment, celebrating the joy it is to be a brown skin girl and all the great things that come with that song. So we have an artist called DaniLeigh who previewed her song Yellow Bone. And just check this out.
Yellow bone is what he wants, what he wants. Yellow bone is what he wants, what he wants, what he wants. Para Miguel se lo van, para Miguel what I want. Fellow yellow what he wants, what he wants. Yellow bone is what he wants, what he wants, what he wants. Para Miguel se lo van, para.
Yeah, so now this is Twitter handed it to her ass, because my thing also along with Twitter is, where in the hell you come with talking about some yellow bone on my bench? It doesn't make sense. So here, before I even give my little opinion, here's her explanation. Congratulations, y'all got another thing to say about me when you hate me. It's all good. Only God can cancel me. That shit don't mean shit to me, because the people around me are the ones that know my heart and real life. I'm sorry if I offended you. Y'all don't know me. I'm gonna keep letting God bless me while y'all sit back and judge me. Sit behind y'all little phones and type shit about another woman. Y'all haters. I'm Dominican, I'm Spanish, I'm black, I'm white. Leave me alone. And so she received a lot of hate for this. And she has to understand, you could have named this song anything else and nobody would have gave a fuck. Because it's a trash song, first of all. So no one's going to really be listening to it. But I think you wanted to bring some attention to yourself in this song. Wrong motherfucking day and age, girl. Wrong time. Not in the Me Too movement, the Black Lives Matter, and not right now. Yellow bone is not gonna work for a yellow bone woman to be putting out here. Now I can see if a rapper put out a song called Yellow Bone, he might get backlash and he might get it, but it won't be as harsh as this, as you saying that, because it makes you seem like you're superior than others, and you already know that there's a superior complex that comes with lighter skinned women when it, you know, in comparison to darker skinned women and men in general. So yeah, and I don't think that other females will connect with you as much. Now, there is a strong possibility you can come back from this. The only way you would be able to do that is to not release this song, to come out on camera, to sit your ass in front of the camera like me and say, you know what, you guys, I was going to release a song called Yellow Bone. Once I got all this backlash, I decided it was not the right song, wrong time. So instead, I have another song, and here it is. And then you need to drop a record that's a woman's empowerment. It doesn't need to be talking about color or skin, but it need to be an empowerment banger. You need to flip this shit. You need to turn it from you looking like a negative into you looking like a positive, because this is just not gonna work. Not right now. Like, the video was trash. The song was trash, and I don't think people would feel comfortable enough after all of that backlash playing it on the radio. So was your ROI worth it? Like, did you see the benefit of doing something like this? Like, are you at Creative Artist Agency? Like, who's running the PR? Like, I'm just... So thank you for joining me for another For the Culture News Report. Please like this video, please share this video, please comment, and if you are not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to the channel so you can get all of my little updates and my notifications. Until next time, deuces.